G'day YouTubers, Michael VK3HAU. Today I'm going to be installing SAS into our local fire station here, which I'm a member of. I'm actually the comms officer, and I thought I'd bring yous along to see how the system works and how we progress with that. So this has been a project in motion for probably 12 months or so. I've been fine-tuning the system at my workshop and just making sure I get all the phonetics and everything correct. And until I'm happy with all that, I wasn't going to install it. I didn't want to have to play with it at the station. So I'm pretty certain that it's about 95% there. So let's go ahead and we'll install it. But the first thing we need to do is we need to move the tanker out of the way, because it's going to be in our way of where we're going to be working. So let's get to it. Alright, so here's the tanker. We'll have to get it out of the way. But currently at the moment we've just got a standalone monitor with SAS operating on it. It's got an internal web page, and that's how it connects up to SAS. So what we're putting in is we're going to be putting in a dedicated PC system, and we'll reallocate this monitor. Actually, in fact, it's in the wrong location here where the driver is. I want to put the monitor up here so so this monitor can be viewed by the driver as they're about to pull out. So we'll remove that and relocate it, but I do actually have a couple of other monitors that I want to put in, which I'm probably thinking about putting a monitor below the CCTV monitor, and then in our change room here, turnout room, I'm thinking of a monitor up there where the power cable, power point's been placed. The power point has, when they built this building, this part of the building, they ran a draw wire to that power point, so I've just got to run my cable from there back to where the CCTV rack is up here. So I'll show you how we're going to do that. This is all the stuff we need to install to make this all happen. I have donated all this to the Brigade, so this isn't costing the Brigade anything. Like the other monitor that's on the wall over there, that was donated by me to the Brigade as well. So most of this stuff is second hand, but it's still fine and fit for purpose. So what we've got is a HDMI splitter that will split up to 6 channels. It's actually, I think it's 8, but 2 of the channels don't work. So that's why that has been donated, because it's it can't be used in the commercial sense. It's got a couple of faulty channels, but it's perfect for this situation. Wall brackets for the monitors, I've purchased them from Bunnings. Once again, I'll donate that to the Brigade. NUC PC, I purchased off eBay for about 110 bucks plus freight. Once again, I'll donate that. A amplifier for the annunciator that announces the messages over audio. That's hence why we were working on the phonetics to make sure that was all correct. That's out of an old emergency alerting system that was removed from a paper mill. Still works fine. Got a couple of MSI monitors. They are perfectly fine. They were used at the point of sale system at the shop, and they've been upgraded, so the monitors that are on the point of sale system at the shop now are a bit bigger, and of course they're now surplus to our needs, so they've been donated. I've even got a spare monitor here that I found up in the attic of the or up on the mezzanine, so if we need to, we can use that as well. Just needs a good clean, a little bit dusty, filthy, but anyway. HDMI extender that I've purchased from JCar. That was about 50, 60 bucks, something like that, I think. You can no longer get them. They do not have these in stock, and they will not be getting them in stock. So for some reason JCar stopped these. They're a good little unit. Up to 50 metres of cat cable can be used between the two units, and in this situation it's going to be perfect for us because I'll explain a bit later, but where the builder has built the turnout room, they've put a draw wire in to draw in a cat cable, and that's about all you'd get down that part of the wall. So if I was to run HDMI cable, it'd be a little bit more difficult. And the other problem with HDMI is it's going to be about a 30 metre, bit less, maybe 25 metre run between where it's got to go and where it's got to go. And this is perfect for the job, whereas HDMI, to get such cable is a little bit difficult and a little bit expensive. So we went down this route, which will work because I've tested it anyway, so I know it will work. The other monitor that I'm going to put up near the, let's go out and I'll show you. The other monitor that I'm going to put up over here where the driver is. The driver's going to see the monitor from there, which I'll be moving this one up to there. The HDMI cable that goes over to there is only about 10 metres. So I can get HDMI cables easily enough for that from Bunnings. I'm not sure exactly how much I paid. I think it was about 30 bucks for a length of cable that will do that job. Might have been a little bit more, but anyway. Whereas the other one, it's got to run all the way down that wall and then all the way along and into that room. So yeah, that's closer to 25 metres, maybe even more, to go along there. Hence why we're using extenders. Yep, so I just had a quick check of what I've got in my box over here for all my bits and pieces, and it was actually 10 metres from Bunnings. So that 10 metre HDMI cable costs about $45. So yep, that should do the job, and if it doesn't, we'll have to work out something else.
Dispatch 510.
Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to remove the old NVR rack, and I've got a shelf for the new NVR which I'll move down to the same location as the old one so we can get some more rack space. And then I've got to measure, or I'll actually drag the cable across and I'll just see how far it does come over there, so hopefully it will reach to where we need to go. Okay, so we've removed the old NVR box, and the other NVR box is just back there. Before I put the shelf on, I need to bring Ethernet cable up to plug into the NUC computer. The NVR doesn't have internet. They don't allow the internet to be connected to the NVRs. So there's no internet up, or there's no cabling up here for the internet in this rack. So we need to organise that. Alright, so just across and down the wall here we have the data point. Cabling goes up the wall here for the TV over there. So we can pull this data point off, and we'll use the cable that goes to the TV as a drawstring to bring up another cable, and then we'll pull it back down and we'll put a 2-gang wall plate on here. Alright, so we've got some leftover from a job, Shireen 2021, which is way over spec for this job. This is more or less for outdoor activities, going up towers and whatever. It's got a shielding. It's got a aluminium foil shield in there. So it's a bit overkill, but it's left over from a job, so didn't cost me anything. So we've got the Shireen cable taped to the Cat6 cable that was for the TV, or is for the TV rather, and we should be able to pull that back up. There's a noggin about here somewhere, and I'm hoping the hole that the cable goes in is big enough to drag the two cables back. So the noggin goes across here somewhere. Alright, so we've got both those cables dragged up now. All I've got to do now is attach the TV cable back to the NUC cable and drag it back down the wall. So now we've got the TV cat cable taped to the NUC cat cable. We will drag it back down the wall. We're going to go through a top plate and a noggin. So I've tried to make this transition between the two cables as smooth as possible. So let's have a go at trying to pull that back. Hopefully we don't get tangled up here. We'll see what happens. It's a lot easier if you've got two people doing this, but I don't. It's only me, as my other technician is on a paid job. I don't want to drag him off that. There we go, perfect. So we're back down the wall there. Now, in an ideal situation, I would have run a draw wire originally, where the cable was run for the TV, over there, in there. But I didn't, and in hindsight, I should have. But we got there. So we got the second socket on, put a 2-gang plate on there. I've just put the label back on there for TV data temporarily. I'll get some proper labels made up for that a little while later. So we got that cable terminated now. Just put a plug on the end of it because I don't have a patch panel and it's only one single cable, so that'll just go straight into the NUC, and it doesn't need to be in a patch panel, so it'll be fine. Now I've got to run the HDMI cable from there over to there. So we've got our HDMI cable here running up to the top there, all the way across here, back down and out the back of the wall here. Just where there's a hole there, we've got our power coming out as well, and we've mounted our monitor up on the wall, powered up. All we've got to do now is get the PC connected and that monitor should come to life. Alright, so we've got the HDMI splitter in. We've got our NUC PC and our amplifier for our speakers. That's all installed now. We've got our NVR on a shelf now, power supply underneath there. We've got one monitor going. There's one current monitor on. No messages at the moment. I'll go clean that bird shit too. Alright, so that's one monitor. Well, now to work on the other one. Alright, so we've got that monitor mounted up there now and running. Just coming off the back here, we've got a ball plate that we've run through. I've got to tidy the cables up a bit better than that, but yeah, monitor's up there working, and the other one over here is at driver's height when they jump in the cabin. So the driver can see the monitor. We'll send a test page and make sure it all comes through. I still haven't wired up the audio speakers on the amplifier, but this monitor has a speaker in it anyway, so it'll probably come out of this speaker. So let's send a test page. Alright, so we've got the page message to be sent on the tablet here. hit the send button. Message sent. See if it comes over. There it is. Yep.
Test message for Longford FS. Longford Comms Officer M. Wayne.
Alright. So that audio works on that TV, or I should say monitor. Let's have a look at this other monitor. This other monitor doesn't have a speaker, but I'm going to put speakers up here on the amplifier, so that will work all right. Yep, there it is there. All right. Well, I hope you enjoy that short video there, guys. I'm going to probably wrap it up here. I'll do the speaker at a later date. Oh, what happened there? I'm going to wrap it up, and I'll do the audio speakers later on. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.